Glitch effects are one of the quickest ways to turn boring, dull sounds into twisted and exciting patterns. And although glitch music is a genre on its own, glitch effects can work in any genre of music, whether you produce deep house, drum and bass, or techno. So in this guide, I'm gonna go over some of my favorite glitch plugins, how they work, and how I like to use them in my productions. And by the way, if you're looking to create release-ready music in just 12 weeks, check out our Producer Launchpad program. It's our brand new one-on-one coaching program that we just opened up to the public. You'll get access to private coaching sessions, regular video feedback, exclusive course modules, and more. So if you're interested, check out the link below to enroll or book a free call with us if you have any questions. Oh, and you'll also get exclusive discounts for some of the best plugins on the market right now. But enough of that, let's get into the video. Alright, so what is a glitch plugin? If you're on this video, you probably already have a good idea of what it is. Glitch refers to any type of plugin or effect that will warp and twist your sound in weird ways. So for example, reversing, chopping up, a gate, bit crushing, all those effects could be included in a glitch plugin. And the best way to demonstrate a glitch effect is with my favorite plugin, Glitch 2. So Glitch 2 is manufactured by Informed, which I believe is just one person, which is absolutely amazing because this is often considered the GOAT of glitch plugins. So let me just first quickly demonstrate the sound and what you can achieve with this plugin. Alright, so this gives you an idea of what a glitch plugin does. Let's go over the Glitch 2 interface quickly here. I'm not going to go over every setting, but I'll give you an idea of how this plugin works and why it's my absolute favorite. So on the left here, you have the list of effects that you can use to create your overall effect. So Glitch 2 is not just one effect, it's a combination of a stretcher, a shuffler, retrigger, tape stop, etc. What you see here is actually a grid where you can choose which effect comes in when. Let's say I set a tape stop, so I simply left click and put it here, for example. So here you can hear that tape stop effect at the end of every bar. And you can, for example, let's say extend the first one. For me, this is really the magic of Glitch 2, is this ability to combine different effects. So let's say a lo-fi effect. For every effect, you have custom settings that you can change here. So let's give that a listen and adjust as it plays. So for me, this plugin is really magical. The way I like to use it is just start with a blank canvas and start messing with different effects and seeing what I like. The presets, as you can hear when I demoed it, can be a bit extreme, so they won't work with everything. But just messing around like this, adding slowly effects one by one. So here, for example, adding a reverser, so reversing the sound at the fourth bar. You also have a retrigger, which retriggers the sound. So as I mentioned, for each effect you have custom settings that you can adjust to your liking. And for each effect you also have a filter, so you can set it to low pass, high pass, band pass, and band stop. You obviously have a mix control for each effect if any effect is a bit too harsh. And one of my favorite features, if you don't really know what you want to do, you have a randomizer. Randomizer will basically combine all of the effects, and you can choose which effects will enter into the randomization. There's a lot more to the Glitch 2 plugin, so if you're interested, just let us know in the comments down below and we'll do a dedicated tutorial. The next plugins I want to mention here are actually free. They're the Kilohearts suite of plugins, which they actually call snap-ins. If you've read our tutorial on Faceplant over on our blog, then you'll be familiar with this company. They have a suite of, I believe, 30 plugins, which are totally free. They work inside of the Faceplant synth, but you can also use them separately as effects. So here I've loaded up a reverser right here. I've loaded up the tape stop pitch shifter, and transgate. So combining these effects together with automations can create really cool glitchy effects. That's actually a bit extreme, so I'm just gonna do it here. Let's give that a listen. Okay, so the mix level is maybe a bit high, so let me reduce that. That's already a lot more subtle already. Let's add a transgate as well. Let's combine that maybe with a pitch shifter as well. So the attack here is maybe a bit abrupt, so I would probably change the crossfade here to make it a bit more smooth. But this gives you an idea of how you can use these free plugins. There's a bunch more that you can use. There's TapeStop, Bit Crusher, a comb filter, bunch of free effects that you can use, combine them to create really cool glitchy effects. All right, next on our list is dBlue Stretch and dBlue TapeStop. These are actually made by the same guy who did Glitch 2, the first plugin I showed you. These are actually the same effects, but the legacy versions, which are now free to download. And so I can combine this with the stretch effect. So again, this is a really easy and fast way to create those stutter effects. Next up on our list is Digitalis, which is a wonderfully weird plugin. The first thing that really strikes you is this old PC interface, which I personally find really inspiring. So let me show you what this plugin can do on our drum loop. So you can hear there's some really cool, interesting filters. If you're going for that lo-fi vibe, this is really the perfect plugin. A lot of what this plugin does is this lossy conversion emulation. So for example, you're copying to a tape or from an old vinyl. So if I just reset to default here, you have basically three big sections within Digitalis. You have the data section right here, which you can turn on and off, the corruption section and the time section. So let me turn off corruption and time and mess a bit with the data so you can hear what it does to the sound. So I personally love this quaint slider here. It really creates that lo-fi, for lack of a better term, effect. You've noticed there's this paint section here. I'll be totally honest, I have no idea what it does. I just know that it sounds good. Now in the corruption section, that's where you get your bit crushing and audio degradation. So here with the bit rot section, you can really get that vinyl style effect. That's probably a bit much, but you get the idea. And then you have the time section where you really get the glitchy effects. So So this effect would actually be great for a build-up on vocals, for example, before a drop or something like this. You also have a step sequencer here at the bottom to create your own rhythmic patterns. And then you have a lovely little cat here who just helps you use the plugin. So what's not to like? Next up is iWish by the company Polyverse. iWish is a completely different plugin to anything else I've seen on the market. Basically, you load it up on an instrument, route your MIDI, and then play notes as the audio plays. So let me show you here. I'm gonna press play and then play notes on my keyboard. So every time I play a note, iWish actually freezes the audio that's playing to create a new note. So you can use this plugin to create brand new synths. So for example, based on this drum loop, I can just play a melody. But you can also use iWish for extreme glitchy effects. So one cool way you can use iWish is to actually combine it with an arpeggiator. So here I've activated the arpeggiator on my MIDI keyboard and I'm just going to play 1 or 2 notes. So here's what it would sound like on our pad. Pretty cool, right? So honestly, the possibilities are endless with iWish. You can use it to create a brand new synth sound based on any input you give it, even your own voice. You can use it to create a stutter effect, just as I showed you, by combining it with an arpeggiator. Honestly, it's just a crazy plugin and there's really nothing else that compares to it on the market. Finally, let's wrap up this guide with another one of my favorite free plugins for glitch effects, and that's Fracture. So the Fracture plugin combines 3 effects: buffer, filter, and delay. Let me show you a few presets so you can hear what it sounds like. So yeah, some of those effects obviously are a bit extreme. So you have a filter here with your cutoff, your resonance, your filter type here. You have a delay unit here, and then you have a buffer, which is basically the same as the repeater in the Glitch 2 effect. So one really cool thing you can do in Fracture is actually assign LFOs. Each effect actually has its own LFO here with a rate, sync, and type of wave. So let's say, for example, the filter here is set to a low pass. I've activated the LFO with this rate here, set it to a sine wave. And if you're not convinced yet, you have a huge amount of presets here to choose from. And you can also reorder the signal here. So buffer, filter, delay can be switched here in the signal path. So for example, if I want my filter to be last, I could switch on here. So have first the delay, then the buffer, then the filter. And if I haven't mentioned yet, Fracture is completely free. So this wraps up our guide on the best Glitch VST plugins. If I've missed out on anything, or if I haven't mentioned your favorite Glitch VST plugin, feel free to let us know in the comments down below. I hope you found this guide useful, and I'll see you in the next video.